Hello, welcome back to episode 2 of the Cosmic Girly Cello Chronicles. Woo, episode 2, let's go. I am your host, JM. I always forget to introduce myself because I'm like, yeah, it's okay, because everybody who's here, they know, because they'll have found me because I'll have pestered them to come and listen, and then I forget that every so often, once in a blue moon, a new person finds me, and if you are that new person today, thank you so much for stopping by. And I hope you enjoy the episode. And today I'm going to be talking about being a different kind of cellist. And it's a weird one because I don't want to sound like I am making myself to be a special snowflake or I'm so unique and independent and individual. Not at all. I think it is just a case of what it is like being a cellist who doesn't really seem to fit in to the air quotes typical classical scenes, I suppose. And I'll start by saying I mean, although I grew up as a classically trained cellist and, you know, rose through the ranks of community youth orchestras, not even community youth orchestras, like, yeah, I suppose county youth orchestras. So, you know, I went to, I did Causeway Green Music Centre on a Saturday morning, which I loved, which I think I did till I was about 11, and then joined Sandwell Youth Training Orchestra, and then Sandwell Youth Orchestra, and then Midland Youth Orchestra, which then became CBSO Youth Orchestra. It's really amazing having done all those things and all those opportunities and played with as many orchestras as I could in between those where I was being trained. But I always felt like I didn't fit in, you know. There was, I mean, for a start, my generation was a weird one when it came to things like race. So race was horrendous for me, to say the least. I would have, oh my God, I remember particularly in Midland Youth Orchestra, I would have other orchestra members come up to me and point to the only black family in the audience and go, hey, so look, there's some black people over there. Is that your family? And I'm like, no, because, you know, we're not all related. But then, on the flip side, it was never just the orchestra members. It would be the audience as well. So like I'd be out in the auditorium in the interval or whatever, and would have people approach me and say, so goodness, it's so lovely to see people of colour in the orchestra. What is it like being the only person of colour in the orchestra? And I'm like, are you kidding me with this? And that's always been really, really weird. But the thing is, it's also been, it still happens now, but kind of less spoken about. It's really weird how to explain it, but, you know, there are orchestras that I've played in the last few years where even in today's day and age, you know, I still had people approach me and say things like, it's so good to see people like yourself in an orchestra. And I'm like, okay, thanks for that. Cheers. It's always really bonkers. So there's always been that. I've never really felt like I fit in. I played with Chineke Orchestra a few times, and that was really, really great. I think that was the first time I felt fully accepted into an orchestra, because there were more people who looked like me than not, which is really surreal. It's really hard to explain. Like, if you don't know it, if you've never experienced it, then you can't explain it, you can't understand it. But that felt really, really great. But at the same time, what's really interesting, I still felt like I didn't quite fit in. And I think that was probably because of recognising my own ADHD and autism diagnosis, whereby I'm like, okay, so, you know, I have to move around a lot. Or so it's like I would walk into an ensemble. I'm like, okay, am I moving around a lot, or can I move around a lot? Do I have to sit still? How do I do my face? What is everyone else doing with their faces? Like, what expression should I be pulling? Am I allowed to fidget? Can I fidget? Because I really want to fidget. I need to move. Okay, I can't move. Okay, everybody's sitting. So, all right, okay, we're not allowed to move. Everyone's really focused. Okay. And then on top of that, having auditory processing disorder, which is really boring because it would mean that I would have a cellist sitting next to me in an orchestra and they would say something and then I've completely missed what the conductor was saying because I can only process one sound at a time, which is really weird for a musician in an orchestra. But then the conductor would be saying something and then I'd miss, like, I'd be accidentally thinking about something else and then completely missed everything. And it was really hard, man, trying to keep track of everything but not understanding why these things were happening. And so I never really felt like I fit in because it seemed really easy for everyone else. Like people, other musicians were like, yeah, this is great. I'm going to learn all the music and I'm going to do all the things. And I would turn up to a rehearsal and pretty much have the music. I'm not going to lie, I kind of had the music memorized, like I'd have like entire symphonies committed to memory because that's just how my brain works. That's just how it is. Also, for the record, it's really hard for me to talk about this without sounding like I'm way up my own backside. I'm really not. This is just my experience. And my experience included these things. It included accidentally memorising entire symphonies, or if there was ever anyone playing a cello concerto, like I would have the cello part memorised because I'd be able to hear them play and I'd be able to watch them. Oh, this is really funny. So that's so funny.
Please take a break from your screen.
That's my kind of day. Being ADHD, AUDHD, which is crammed ADHD and autistic. I have several Alexa devices around my house which remind me to go and eat and, to go and take a break from my computer and stuff. But that's my life. That's what it's like for me. Trying to manage the things that I manage whilst also being neurodivergent. So that's some of the stuff that I go through. So it's been a really, really weird experience, not feeling like I haven't fit in where I'm supposed to fit in. And I think that's where another reason why this podcast has come about, because now it feels like, okay, well, I'm just not going to fit in. I'm just going to kind of do my thing. I'm going to be a solo cellist for weddings and luxury events who may sometimes play with backing tracks but absolutely loathes backing tracks and so would rather play with other live musicians, but is allowed to just be themselves. Like, I can just be me and I don't have to worry too much about if I'm smiling beautifully for the camera and if I manage to get my makeup right, because honestly, I literally learned to do makeup in the last 3 months because of watching Glow Up on Netflix. I'm not even kidding. Like, I learned so much watching that show. It's amazing. But this is all stuff I've just never really understood. And this sense of freedom feels really good. Creating things like my business as a solo cellist and creating things like the Confident Cello Lounge, where I get to support other cellists to be confident enough to play. That just feels really good for me. To be able to just sit down and learn a piece of music for fun, or do random coaching posts, well, not even random, but do coaching posts on TikTok for mindset management and confidence and performance and all of that. That feels good for me. But it's been really hard because I've never seen anyone else like me doing the stuff like me. But I like it. I like that I'm able to step out and to do my own thing. I like that I'm not conforming. I like that I say no to stuff that doesn't light me up. I like that I step away from things that don't allow me to fit in. There have been a few orchestra requests recently. Come and play, Jay, come and play. And I'm like, yeah, I'd love to, but I don't want to. I don't want to come and play but have to conform to a stereotype that I just can't do. I don't want to come and play and feel like I'm being quietly bullied into fitting in, because I can't always do that. I don't want to come and play. This is where it sounds like I'm being a dick. I don't want to come and play knowing that I can play all the notes and that I can watch the conductor like my life depends on it and listen to everything that's going on. Because even though I can only process one voice at a time. I don't know if it's a savant ability or whatever, but my ability to be able to pick out random sounds from an orchestra, a full symphony, and still hear everything that's going on and pick up on cues and all kind of stuff. It's like, I don't want to come and play and be as good as I am and not be recognised because I don't fit in, because I'm not doing what everyone else is supposed to do, because I'm not part of a clique, because I'm not, because I am good, because people are threatened by me being good. Man, this is a blow my own trumpet episode, no puns intended. But you know what? That is the reality of it. And I think I've had to recognise that I can do the things that I can do and enjoy the things that I can enjoy, and know for a fact that at the end of the day, there are some places where that is not accepted, and make peace with that. It is really, really weird to say that out loud, but it is something that has resonated deeply with me for the last few weeks. It is okay for me to be different. It is safe for me to be different, because the safety comes in that being myself means I'll find my place, I'll find my people, I'll find my tribe, I'll find my community, or I'll just create. I mean, I have semi-created, or I've started to create it with the Confident Cello Lounge. I'm hoping that is something that I can make work. But the point of me with this podcast episode today, rambling on about being so different and not being able to fit in, is the hope that you will also, like if you're a cellist or any kind of musician listening to this, that you're listening to this and thinking to yourself, yeah, do you know what? I don't feel like I fit in either. So what the hell do I do? This is me telling you it's okay to be different. It's okay to go off and do your own thing. It's okay for you to go and find other people like yourself and connect with them. Come and connect with me if you're a cellist and you want to play confidently or be a bit different and learn things a different way. You don't want to do Suzuki Cello School for the umpteenth time because, oh my God, I'm so bored of Suzuki Cello School. But that's just me. So I learn things in a different way. I learn pop songs and crying out loud, I learned the bass riff, the brass and bass riff from Stevie Wonder Sir Duke last week, and I loved it. It was great. And that's how I learn. I learn differently. And when it comes to symphonies and concertos, I just memorise them. It's like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to sit around and rehearse it for 12 weeks. I'm like, I want to live in this moment right now because that's the kind of person I am. And it's okay to want to do that. It really, really is okay. It won't suit everyone, and that's okay too. So, yeah, I'm enjoying being different. I'm enjoying owning being different. I know and understand and accept that there are going to be people who will feel affronted by me being different, and that's okay too. I am not responsible for how they feel. They are responsible for how they feel. And for the record, if they ever were to turn around and say, okay, well, Jay, then let's work with it. Let's work together. Let's see what we can do with this together. I'll be like, yeah, okay, cool, wicked. That's where I'm at. I'm different, but I'm also accepting of working with other people when it's mutual. Okay, that was a good ramble. If you are new here, thank you so much. Welcome on in. If you've known me for years and years and years, then none of the above is news to you, but that's okay. But thank you. Either way, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. You can find me in the usual places. I am Cosmic Girly just about everywhere. And if you liked this episode, then please do subscribe. Thank you. And if you loved this episode, then whoa, please leave me a review. That'd be amazing. And thank you. I will catch you again really, really soon. Bye.